Be right back.
Here. Don't go. Wow. As soon as I have the link.
No, I heard my name.
As soon as I have the link, he runs away.
Is it up and running?
Yeah.
Is it for the YouTube?
That
Or is
is
it
the stream link. I stream on YouTube.
Damn, bro. I just heard myself. Is it for the stream?
I have to stay muted for most of this, otherwise you're gonna pick up everything that happens in my dorm.
What the fuck?
I actually lied. I need 2 more of those.
What's with the clone trooper who looks like he's having a pregnancy? I don't fucking know.
Clones can be pregnant too. Why are you so judgmental?
I was just questioning what his usefulness is. Like he's kind of
Morale.
yes, because morale will be soaring with the sight of the doubled over trooper.
Listen, if we lose that clone trooper, you know, everybody's gonna fight all the harder.
Yeah, radar. I actually lied. Are you able to pop down 2 more?
Wow.
AFK. That's tragic.
Hold on. Oh, my mic was muted.
Oh, Radar's
Failure.
fault.
That it is. That it is.
There's a box with 47 Republic figures.
I know, gross.
Why, my boy?
Oh no, the taint has arrived.
The fermented
Don't make me
cheese
spread
himself.
cheeks, alright?
How late are we?
You're 1 minute early.
Yeah.
Not even. You
Fashionably
were
on
30
time. That's all I need to hear.
30 seconds.
Stones, you're fine.
Early.
You're fine sitting right where you're at.
Load up TTS here.
They're just all the markers are just spread out around the table.
Okay, so how many people can get in the
Load up
the
TTS
tabletop
here.
thing?
I believe
10.
it's up to 10.
They're just all
Twine,
the
I'll go in
markers
for
are
you.
just spread out around the table. Soyvalon
Okay,
is
so-
streaming,
will
so-
you? How many?
Well, mainly because I just loaded it up and I'm lazy now. Does anybody need Nico for anything?
No.
Oh, I'll go speak to him.
He also pinged me.
Hey, Legia.
Hi.
You're a nerd.
No, you.
What's up, boo?
What's a boo? It's usually what ghosts say.
Alright, we have everybody.
Is the password? Wait, is the password not 501st?
It should be 501st. Check if your caps lock is on.
That'll do it. Well, now I can't connect. It's full.
How fast is Ackley going to be like participating in this 3-week session or no?
Nope.
No, Roger.
I mean,
If I'm not
I can
needed, I can
drop
log
because
off.
technically I don't have to write anything on the map or anything. I can just watch the stream and be in this chat.
Yeah, the people who are really going to be like drawing out their phase lines is more or less the platoon commanders. So as well as getting into touch with Razor and Minoc.
Yeah, no, I was more so asking for the like because you know they have their platoon equivalent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way
Oh,
they have a whole battalion to work with, like with AI support.
Who said they couldn't make it in?
I couldn't. Someone else said it too, I'm guessing, but
Yeah, Bridger's in.
yeah, that's fine.
There is one seat available. There are only 9 people in currently.
I vote we kick Neb out.
Agreed.
All right, Datacoy's in. Awesome. All right, I suppose we should kick things off. So welcome back, everybody, to War Room campaign. A lot of things have changed and been modified over Winter Stand Down. So first things first is I'm going to pass out a couple links to everybody, just so you can get the information of what's changed. So there's new assets that are on the board that are available to be like taken over. Here's the first one. Second thing that's been added is the currency sheet, which I'll send you the document. It's a Cascoon can give a little bit more better information on it, but it has all of the information that you'll need, which will mostly be handled by your adjutants. They're currently in on the logistics side of it, so you guys shouldn't have to worry too much about it personally. And one thing that'll be happening next week is we will be starting on a galactic scale. So next week there will be like Venator play where you're playing outside the planet. So there's that to look forward to at least. Cascoon, do you have any other documents that you need to pass out?
Besides the logistics sheet, not at this time. I've yet to upload the portion you just spoke of to the Steam Workshop. We'll do so probably by Wednesday this week.
Okay, awesome. It should be.
Does it say Soy's copy on it? Because if it doesn't,
It does not.
Okay, I am sharing that now. All right, the adjutants guide and are going to the company adjutants are going to be acting as the logistics representatives for Avalanche and Cyclone. I will be handling Razor, and Datacoy has offered to be the logistics guy for Minoc. So those are going to be important names when it comes to the logistics system. Basically, we tried to account for everything. There are some things missing. We're still tightening the shot group, making it perfect. But essentially, everything is worth money, including troopers and equipment. So as things die, it'll be tracked and it'll be deducted from a certain passive income. For the infantry platoons, your total gain over the territory will be more impactful to your gameplay on the logistics side and hopefully this particular sheet, as anything you manage to destroy behind friendly lines can be salvaged for scrap, essentially. So as you destroy AATs and take ground, those AATs will be accounted for and will be added to your total as a bounty. The Razor also has the same thing. Minoc, well, Soyvalon is an absolute baller and set up an event handler logger that reads what happens on server, so we don't have to count it. So there's a load of stress off everybody's mind. There's no need to sit there and tell your guys to count how many kill. We can track that. We also track what is lost. So when Razor loses an aircraft, we will see it. It'll be very obvious, and everyone will cry because they are stupidly expensive. There is a script that has been added on server. It is local, and it is based on the mission file, so there's no need to download an extra mod, nothing else. It's an A self interaction, and all you have to do is start the kill feed, copy the information at the end of the operation, and then send it to the appropriate person. Razor, Datacoy for Minoc, Guide and Kyrie for Avalanche and Cyclone.
And if you have any other questions, some of your answers might be in the last document that I just sent. It's pretty much just a small information manual that goes over how the credits work. Yeah, what's your PTS data?
So, are we still going to be charged for like armor losses?
Yes, at this point, yes, but we can balance as necessary, as I know you are also currently undergoing mod changes, so we can speak after this.
Yeah, one of the things that we're trying to do to counteract that is usually how in campaigns would all conglomerate at the after an op, see what deaths were actually valid, so they can talk about like, hey, was this one armor related, and they can eliminate that and just be like, hey, -1 to what was tracked, and we'll be like, okay, good to go, and we'll have that. Twine.
All right, so just I want to make sure I heard right. You have to start the kill feed tracker thing at before the op starts, or like if we forget, can we activate it at the end of the op and still get all the information, or does it have to be started at the start?
The best time is actually at step, so that way it doesn't log everybody respawning, soft logging, etc. The Zeus and Storywriter should be doing it, but I highly encourage someone within the operation in the platoon to start it. It's very simple. I'm happy to give a tutorial, but the best time to start it would be at step off.
Okay.
Well, since Soy knows how it works the best, for Avalanche 3, I know Soy can definitely get that going. And if you guys have any problems with it, feel free to hit up Soyvalon. Sorry for throwing you under the bus, buddy, but you know how it works best.
Legia.
So you said it was a self-interact, correct?
Yes.
Does everybody have that self-interact option, or is there a way we could tie it to specific slots?
Everybody has it.
All right. I'll
Yeah,
have to yell at people then. Got it.
Yeah, we would prefer if, because we're gonna force the Zeus and the Storywriter right along to do it. We would also prefer if the platoon commander and platoon sergeant did it, or if you wanted to make your RTO do it, or the ARC trooper do it. As long as we could have 2 people from the ground side, just so we have that to make sure that, hey, we have 4 lines of defense. There should be no reason why one doesn't get logged.
And if someone DCs, you don't have a potential loss of critical information.
Yeah. Any other questions about any of the documents? As we'll get those out of the way first. And if not, I believe, yeah. What's up, Hoodoo?
On the fun sheet is the Bacta injector just like extra lives?
Yep, it's there to increase death limits.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. So I believe, what did we set it to, Cascoon, for 3 weeks? 75 lives.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll have 75 lives to cover yourself for the 3 weeks. If you pass that, you are forced to buy more lives until your week is up. So say you manage to get like 60 deaths in the first 2 weeks, you guys would probably want to buy more quote unquote Bacta to increase your death cap. That way, you don't have to worry about it really. But it's more or less putting a force on like trying to watch out for your kills and also equaling out how much money you could potentially be making. Yeah, Twine.
I just want to make sure it's 75 per platoon or company.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you want it to be company, we're happy to change it, but our idea was per platoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got first platoon in ours. I don't know about that.
But yeah, all of this is
Listen, golf rules wins, right? Highest.
All of this is subject to rebalancing as necessary to make it harder, to make it easier. I don't think you guys are going to have a problem given some of the tests we've run. Both Avalanche and Cyclone blew the numbers out of the water, so we may need to make things less less expensive, because you are all absolutely batting it out of the park while Razor is crying money out the back of the Venator. So.
Well, that's just Razor. Maybe you guys should learn how to fly.
Wow! I will not tolerate this disrespect. Pistols a
Bro,
dog,
I literally watched Neb crash into a tree. I don't want to hear that.
That's Neb. He's the exception.
Avalanche could give Razor a loan at 29% APR interest.
29. Oh god.
I have good Revolt credit. Thank you.
Hey, speaking of Neb in specific, he, I believe, is the most expensive person on the board at what, like 60,000 per time he dies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't die, Neb.
Yeah.
Just don't log on server.
So each and every person, whether you're a platoon commander, a platoon RTO, a sergeant, or a trooper, you now have a price on your head for if you die. Shit gets expensive. And if you do decide to piddle around on the currency sheet that Cascoon linked, you'll see in there one of the sheets tells you how much each person costs. Twine, did you have another PTS or did we cover it?
No, that was it.
Okay. All right. Any other questions before we officially begin the war room planning? Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, hold your peace. So, before Winter Stand Down, Cyclone managed to push the line to the west. They managed to take out a couple of droid factories that were here, and I believe one was here. So I believe Avalanche 3 is going to be here, where Cyclone 3 had left off, pushing to take over the major airstrip. And I believe Cyclone 2 and 1 had just begun the push south. They managed to make decent leeway because I believe their last line was up here. So it is up to you guys to decide where your next point of interest is. Keep in mind the one of the sheets I linked. You guys will now gain assets out of each of these. So you can use some strategic planning to figure out like, hey, should I go for a factory first or should I go for a battery division?
All right. So, is there anything that we can like that we have the option to roll for?
For context, you guys have in the Venator, now that Cyclones pulled back to actually replenish, Blizzards 1 through 3 have come to support you. They're like your AI element. You're able to deploy them. The expectation for them, just to give a refresher, is that they'll perform just as good as an Avalanche or Cyclone platoon. They're fairly reliable to hold the line. Additionally, you have Typhoon. The other one died, but you have one platoon left. They're the Zeta equivalent for your AI part of the battalion. They will not hold very reliably, but they can hold a line against a minor offensive. But when squeezed, they will rout. You've Minoc as an armored asset, which is its Minoc. You've Hurricane, which is the Acklay equivalent of AI. You can utilize them however you see fit. Minoc Fires is just on maps, so you can utilize artillery. You can move them wherever you want. It's not very consequential, other than depending on how long you want the arty to take to land or have them base at. And then you have the Revolutionary Guards that you've been assisting in the current situation. During the change of the line between Cyclone and Avalanche, just due to issues with Blizzard getting able to step off the Venator. The first platoon of the Revolutionary Guard was shattered in a counterattack. They're not very well equipped or trained, and it's left this platoon over here, I believe it's Avalanche 2, is that logo, in a pretty precarious situation. But for these 3 Blizzard platoons, you can deploy them however you see fit, move them across the map, just as long as it's within friendly lines. The CIS right now are conducting counterattacks along the southern front because they see you stretched out, and they also have an armored element and a cavalry element that's located here in the north, and they're attempting to break out, although they haven't met distance at this point, so there's no real telling where their actual destination is.
All right. I got a plan. Let me run this by y'all.
Yeah, run it.
All right. So,
real quick before you get into that plan, how were the locations of how did Av3 get to the airfield? We were south of the Salt Flats.
I think that's Avalanche 2 on the west, right?
That's 3 on the west.
3 on the west. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
For the sake of we decided to put you guys swapping where your sister company had left off. If you want, you guys can start back from where you were all the way back over here if you want. But we did this just as if you wanted to start there. We would recommend starting there because that's what we've got most of the things built for, is from where you're at currently, but you can start all the way back here if you would like.
Okay, is that going to be like a thing going forward? Is that we're always going to end up where our sister company platoon ended?
You can choose if you want to if you want
Yeah.
to do that. If you want to, let's say if you wanted to, you could take one of these AI platoons, say, okay, no, I'm going to where I like the Salt Flats, for example, and then just say, okay, this AI platoon's taking over. It's really up to you guys. If you want to choose to do that, you're completely okay with setting that up as your starting position for the 3 weeks. It's more so just for continuity's sake that we place them here, but if you want, you're free to swap them out.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. All right, Hoodoo, sorry to interrupt you.
Do you want to change your location? Anybody?
You also swap between the platoons, like if second wants to go where third is and such.
So Twine, you have 5 infantry platoons over there by you. So you should take like 2 or 3 of them, the bots, and just like clear out that entire west and southwest. Like perform, like just be like another company.
Well, I would say send 2 back. What would that be? Eastwards to clear out whatever hit the green guys, the independent forces. See how the CIS pushed between us and the independent. I'd send 2 to clear that out, and then have 3 can drive south, and then 1 could push west, and then 1 could hold the airfield since the airfield's going to have to be held. We can't lose the airfield. That would be my recommendation. But reconnecting our supply lines between the platoons is going to be more important than clearing out the west.
I was thinking Minoc would handle that.
Oh, okay.
That first battalion tanks in the middle, and then south of that C battery, CIS factory, or north of it, depending on what you guys can engage.
Just keep in mind that down here in the south, Stones is getting kind of encircled, so
yeah,
he could use assistance, or you can trust him to work his way out.
Stones is typing in chat just in case you haven't seen it as well.
Yeah, I just wanted you guys to be able to see that, like, he's trying to see if he could potentially get reinforcements.
I want to, I'm thinking I want Acolyte to land in the south there to kind of open up like a second front, or I guess however you guys want to play it. If you just want to join in the infantry fight, you guys don't have to be in the same op. You can just be like part of the front line.
Can we ship one or two of the platoons from the airfield over to AV2 to back them up?
Yeah, the bots.
Yeah, the bots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you like how many do you think you'll need over there on the west side?
Honestly, 3 is too many. Honestly, you leave me 1 to hold the airfield, and I'll be good.
All right, take Typhoon 1 and 1 of the Blizzard. The Typhoon 1 will just like make sure that little salient doesn't expand in the northeast, and they'll just kind of hold there.
Yeah, and then the other one can hold the airfield, and then AV3 will do the pushing.
Okay, and then one of them goes to the airfield, and then the other 2 will go reinforce Avalanche 2. I guess 1 on each flank. So 1 goes down, takes CIS factory, by C battery. 1 of the bots.
So for supporting AV2, like you can put them like along these areas. What's the ping button again? Shift.
Okay, I want
tab.
Tab.
Hoodoo,
You can put them like along this area.
If I may, real quick.
Outside.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or you could send Minoc to break through to AV2 and just and maybe 1 of those platoons, and then do what I suggested before, is have the bots basically reconnect the supply lines. Because what's between us, there isn't a whole ton there. Like, I don't honestly know that, all of Minoc needs to be dispatched to deal with, what's that, 1st Battalion and 2nd something. I can't read it. 2nd
Squadron.
Yeah, 2nd Squadron. Like, that's not a whole ton. I think Minoc's probably a little overkill. So you could have Minoc drive south. They could take out that CIS factory on their way down to AV2, and then have the bots retake the
gap.
The
gap.
Okay, so Dadecoy, what do you want to do? What do you think you're best equipped for at this time?
So based on the assets that we have available to us, To be honest with you, we're probably better holding because we don't really have fast assets to do a breakthrough.
So we have several CIS factories. Can we use? Is there a covenant? Not covenant. Is there CIS assets that you could use instead?
We do have 3 AATs.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We could take the AATs and like sneak up on Avalanche 2 and then use the AATs to break them out backwards. Can I turn there?
You mean like an infiltration mission?
Yeah, so like we infiltrate to Avalanche 2 and then turn around and break them out.
I like the sound of that.
Stones also says if least you can clear north, he can hold off the other 3 fronts. He just doesn't want to be fully encircled.
Yeah, I don't think Stones necessarily needs to fall back, but someone needs to push the line to him. You know, Stones is saying he can hold, but someone has to push to him to reconnect him to the rest of the lines. You're right. Yeah, you're totally encircled. Someone has to make it to you so that you're not encircled.
Stones needs to push like south, either southeast or southwest, and Legia needs to push west, and then just like join the line there, so you're not surrounded. And then the rest of the units are coming south to reinforce you. Like, if you want to hold, if you want to dig in, if you think that's best, then I'm gonna leave it up to you. But I would highly recommend pushing like southwest or southeast.
If we were to do a push like that, it'd probably take a whole lot.
Yeah, but it's better than being encircled.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, you can do that for sure. Why not? Do we have a Acklay boy here?
No, Acklay
no.
this I believe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Acklay
the Acklay you guys have is like Hurricane and they're AI, but you guys can utilize them as you would Acklay. They'll just be not represented like physically in game.
Can we hold them in reserve for if any element needs an emergency cure off, they can call it in, then it's used up?
Yeah, the way that would translate in off would be like, oh, if you're noticing, let's say, a company is closing in on you from the northwest, you could say, oh, we want them to QRF on that. Like you wouldn't see it, but then we would tell the users like, hey, stop laying into them from that direction, and then, like back in the next war room, we'll tell you like the results of that.
Okay. And then, Neb, what do you guys want to do for Razor?
I have 3 to kind of lighten the load there on Typhoons. You said that's more or less a Zeta equivalent, right?
Yeah.
We could send a section and kind of push through and hammer this armored regiment here and kind of soften up this just gap here at least.
Just area denial.
Yeah. Because meanwhile, you've got a good bit of AA and shield generator with more AA towards the west here with Av3, which, at least with all the new assets now, we're not going to come close to until at least some of that kind of lightened up for us.
Okay.
Kind of same thing here at the south region. There are, while heavily overlap, it's a lot more heavy on AA presence along this entire front. So, if anything, that would be like one of our first seed missions going in an hour or 2 early on either one of those.
Some pilots or some aircraft to like bomb the south?
Yes, we have a Y-wing now.
Yeah.
We might. I think that's probably. I think your guys' plan is the way to go. But like, if you have extra units, send them south to Stones.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anybody have any questions? Did we miss anything? Oh, the Revolutionary Guards. Do you just want to stick them with Minoc and have Minoc have like a infantry AI squad?
Right now, they're currently replenishing. They previously were encircled. If I believe like up until a week ago, 2 weeks in the campaign. So right now they're reorganizing after nearly being wiped out.
Okay. Go ahead, Twine.
So real quick, so the Typhoon guys are like a Zeta equivalent?
Yeah.
What's the? Are the both of those over by F3? Those are both typhoons.
No, you
this
have a
is
typhoon and a
Typhoon
blizzard.
What's Blizzard's equivalent?
like an
They're equivalent to
avalanche
us.
cyclone.
Okay, they need to be swapped. Typhoon needs to hold the airfield, and the Blizzard element needs to push.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. You guys, Avalanche 3. I'm just giving you command over those AI platoons. You just use them as you see fit.
Yeah, if we could just swap them around, and then that'd be fine. And then I think Av3 will push. We'll push west first, and we'll hit those air batteries to free up Razor and the AO.
Please,
Okay.
God. Thank you.
How much money do we start out with?
Each weekend, you will receive 210,000 credits passively. This is not enough to completely replace your platoon if you were to take total losses. However, you do have a weekend bounty maximum of 630,000, which so far in testing with the ops we've had, that will not be a problem for you. So you will very likely end up net positive because you gain money for every dead CIS assets from B1s all the way to MTTs that are behind friendly lines at the end of the op. So before Zeus hits the mission complete button, you need to copy the kill feed and take a picture of the map so we can cross-reference locations and make sure everything's copacetic.
Yep, and that'll be handled by the Zeuses and story writers. So it's nothing really that you guys got to worry about.
And the 2 platoons we sent over to Av2, those are both Blizzards? Or are those Typhoons?
Those are blizzards.
Okay, good.
Those are Dairy Queen Blizzards, Twine.
Alright, I just wanna make sure we're not like sending the wrong stuff.
Yeah, they're also named if you hover over them.
I'm only seeing a stream, and like I can't.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And then stones, if you feel like it's getting too crowded with all those units down by you, you can delegate one of the Blizzard platoons to Legia, and then it'll just be less saturated.
Yeah, so originally you said you wanted to be pushing west to Stones, but that'd be 4 platoons in a very dense area. If anything, I'd rather just sort of hold the line, and then once their attack is stalled, counterattack on the east, just so Stones doesn't have to worry about that direction at all. Just sort of keep like this. I know you're not in game actually, but the southeastern flank of him, just keep that busy so he doesn't have to worry about it.
You don't think you can wipe all that out in a week? Those 6 units down there, or 7 units?
Well, I mean, originally you said you want to be falling back. I mean,
No,
I'm saying
I'd
I'd rather
say that.
You want to be pushing west Stones. That's falling back, basically.
No, okay. You're pretty much this is what I had in mind. You're pretty much at the edge of the map. So if you just like push south to the edge of the map, you're not gonna get flanked, and then you just sweep west and just like clear out that whole bottom right.
That's what I'd wanted to do in the first place.
Oh, okay. Do that, but if you feel like you think it's better, like if it's temporizing ground or something like that, you can like let them attack into you and then counter if you want. But I definitely want you clearing that whole area.
No, definitely. That's what I would like to do.
All right, cool.
Question for Razor, at least on the southern flank. So when we go and do the seed here for Av 1 and 2, are we going to need to do that like an hour or two before each of their ops that day, so Saturday, Sunday, or is there a possibility we can just get something set out on, like, say, Friday after Cyclone's operation or something where you can just go and knock out that whole line, or as much as we physically can, I guess, with that single run through, to then just go and act as normal with their operations of Saturday and Sunday?
Sorry, real
what are our
fast,
limitations with that?
Because I drew a blank. So are you talking about this northern area or the southern area?
No, so with that northwestern area, we're just going to do that throughout the entire operation for Av 3 on Thursday. What I'm asking is for Saturday, Sunday with Avalanche 1 and 2, where we've got down that we're going to do seed. So we're going to try and knock out as much of that AA with harms and whatnot. Is it possible to go and do that like on Friday and just knock out that entire line in one op, or are we going to need to do that like an hour or two before each operation that day?
That can be up to you guys. The quantity of AA and the concentration of it's pretty heavy. It's like realistically, I don't think 100% kill is gonna be exactly realistic.
Is not a big deal.
Oh, that was a coupon. My bad.
But yeah, you guys are whatever works for you as long as you can coordinate it with like getting the mission files built up in time.
Yeah, I would rather, at least for those two, just do the seed portion in one go on Friday or something,
Yeah, we can.
or like early Saturday, either or.
Yeah, we can try and get that coordinated. All right. Is there anything else that anybody wants to change, do, say, speak?
looks
Charles,
good,
are you
guys.
there?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, real quick. What's under the Venator? Like, there's 2 CIS assets under the Venator, but I can't read what they are.
That's a supply depot, and it looks like some special troops, whatever those may be. And then 2 factories that are just north of
4th
that.
Battalion, 48th Special Troops Battalion. Okay.
Blizzard should be able to handle that.
Well, I don't know that they're going to be able to drive east and then swing all the way north and west. So
It's unlikely that Blizzard would be able to successfully assault these areas, but they'll most likely be able to hold against what gets thrown at them. If there is an offensive on that end.
yeah.
I have a question. So for this droid factory, are we just going to be able to bombard it to death?
Which one?
I can't ping.
The one
on the coast.
Minok is pushing towards.
Yeah, if Minok drive, like let's say they have an operation, they drive up on it. The CIS factory at this point, as you can see on the map, it's just defended by a mortar battery. And then the CIS factory itself is trying to pump out droids, but that it's not going to be a very formidable position compared to other factories you've come across.
I'm saying, like, we're not really going to have infantry, so if we just, like, bombard it with enough shells, is it going to stop producing droids?
Yeah. If you guys damage it sufficiently, well, it won't be destroyed like in that op, but after a certain point, we'll tell Zeus like, hey, just tell him it's dead and call it a day.
One other thing, what are the independent forces doing?
Right now, the independent forces are replenishing. They were just recently encircled and almost wiped out to the moon.
Okay,
so
they're just chilling.
Yeah, they should be ready to go maybe by next week.
All right.
Right now, Hurricane 1 is training back up. You can also opt to leave Hurricane 1 to do that, or you can pull Hurricane 1 away. That'll more so affect their ability to hold on the front line, not their quantity of personnel.
Are you guys using Hurricane 1 as a as needed QRF?
We're using
Right now.
Ackley as that right now, but I mean, if you need them, go ahead. I would.
Well, no, I'm
rather
just saying,
let
like,
them training.
if you guys don't end up using them, can we just deploy them to, like, secure that factory after it's been bombarded to death?
Yeah, if you guys wanted to do that, you could.
Yeah, sounds good.
So if they're not used for QRF, they'll just hit the factory.
Yeah. Just to like give you guys a full like disclosure regarding that, like the Blizzard platoons are replacing Cyclone, and then that Hurricane platoon's direct like accolade replacement, since we were told that Ackley wasn't going to be like conducting anything for this 3-week period. If that changes, we would just replace Hurricane with Ackley on the map.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
any one element can call in Hurricane this weekend, just whenever you need it, and let everyone know that you used it.
Okay, and just because I think I heard you said it earlier, so Blizzard would be like a Cyclone equivalent. So like however you guys dice roll it or math it out, whatever, it comes out like it was Cyclone 1 or Cyclone 2 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have better odds of defending than Assault. Just for what they're equipped out with.
Mainly because they're AI, and we don't want just to be
Yeah.
more of a raffle
Right,
stop with
but-
AI. But like, yeah, you can conduct limited offensives with them.
But if they're a Cyclone equivalent,
If
like,
you
this is where I'm
manually
confused.
if you manually coordinate them, Twine, then I'm sure they'll allow you to do offensive stuff and like get rewards for that and like whatever if you succeed. But if you just say like I'm not going to control them, then they'll just probably they won't do as well. They'll just sit there.
Like, yeah, we'll work with, like, if you guys want to do cool stuff or whatever, like we'll 100% work with you. Like, let's say you want them to attack a portion of the map, and like you don't have to do like a crazy op or just like draw like, okay, they're gonna move their 3 squads in this area and then they're gonna flank here, like something like that, and then you just send it to us. We'll like give you that reason of doubt on the actual AIs most likely succeeding, as long as they're within like reasonable constraints. So we want to make sure that you guys can do cool stuff while also not making the AI just god kill everything.
Okay, so we need to create an op board for you guys for if we deploy the AI in anything other than like a defensive, or do we need to make one for them defending the airfield too?
No, not for defense. Only for like, let's say you want to do large offensive. Like even if you wanted to say, okay, we want them to push from here to here, you could. It's just not going to be as effective as if you like actually drew something out for us.
Okay. And that second squadron, 204th, whatever, that's an air group.
That's a cavalry. Essentially mechanized reconnaissance, more so.
Okay.
That's a loyalist force, so it's not going to be composed primarily of droids. It's going to be humans.
And Twine, it kind of looks like you're most likely to be cut off. Potentially, you're the farthest away. So I would say like use Hurricane if you at all think it necessary. You should be the one to use it.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna prioritize the AA batteries so that at the very least we could call Razor to fucking the hand of God to save our asses. That's kind of the plan right now. Let's just target the AA and free up Razor to save our butts.
Yeah, especially once you guys clear up at AA out there further to the west and southwest, you guys can get a fob placed on the major airstrip and get better air reconnaissance.
Yeah. To give you guys a brief on the shield generator, currently it hasn't been discovered where it's being powered from, but once you do cut off that power supply, it'll fall and you'll be able to barrel into it.
Okay, they can shoot out. So like the AA inside of the shield generator can shoot, or inside of the shield can shoot things outside of the shield.
No, it's purely, the shield is purely like it encases them, and the anti-air and other units are there in the case that it does fall for any amount of time.
All right, so technically we don't have to worry about the AA to the southwest until we deal with the shield.
Can I
Yeah,
can I clear something up about the shield? Can we drive through it?
The way they manage the shield is they do temporary drops of it. It's a hard shield that they're running right now.
So you cannot just walk through it.
Yeah, and they can't do large drops out of it either. So it's not like you're gonna get like a bunch of troops coming out of it towards you. It's kind of a double-edged sword where they're just bastioning up there. We don't know what's going on inside.
All right, Bridger, make a note on ours too. We're looking for the power generator for the shield. It's got to be in the west somewhere.
Bridger, why would you write in yellow?
That's what I told him, but that's
My
because that's
color's yellow. What do you?
the color he got. Yeah.
Can't you change it?
You can, but Bridger's small brain.
Hey, I wouldn't know how to
I'm
do it either.
sorry,
so-
I don't play Tabletop Simulator every week, so
And I'm a
Well, that's your fault.
boomer, so computers are like another language.
Fuck you mean, Bridger? I just saw you on Tabletop Simulator. What was it, yesterday?
for Lost Platoon, yeah, this is the second time all year I'm going to be on Tabletop.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Quit lying.
Why you always lying?
Lying.
All right, I'm
Alright.
good. I've asked all my questions, so I'm set.
Well, at least you guys have something to look forward to next week. Next week, you guys will get to roll to see for the places that you've managed to successfully wipe out and add to your guys' territory. You'll get to roll to see what assets you gain out of them. You guys will also get to see the effect of how good your platoons are and how much money you've managed to bring in, or how badly you did if you managed to completely platoon wipe. So there's that to look forward to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy 100 rammers.
Voodoo, if I find a bank, can I rob it?
Yes.
You guys end up drafting
You're not
plans or
Voodoo, I'll take
whatever,
that answer.
just send them to either like Radar or myself and set up for you.
All right, cool.
Anybody else got anything to put on the board?
Will there be an actual fob representation in the Salt Flat still, or
There should
well, I
be.
guess for mission files currently, what's that going with?
Creek case, is there a fob there?
Well, it's me.
Since I have you here?
Yeah.
Or Charles?
Yeah, there's a fob on the salt flat still.
Okay, so Razor will deploy out of that then.
Minox good to deploy out of the Bantha marker.
Yeah.
Roger that. As soon as everyone's good, your fingers off of the board. And Charles, if I could get you to screenshot that, please.
I'm not in.
Oh yeah, you're not.
I got you, Radar.
Thanks, BB.
Take your fingers off the board.
Grubby paws.
Get your grubby ass fingers covered in Cheeto dust. Damn it, Bridger. Alright, let me know when you get the pick. Other than that, any other questions for us?
Quick, everyone pick Typhoon's nose.
No. Alright, if you guys have nothing else, I believe you guys are good to go. And enjoy the rest of your night.
Radar, Stuka, me.
All right.
Stay
Thanks,
back.
guys. So far, I like this new format, so thanks a lot.
Awesome. Glad you're
Awesome.
enjoying it.
Get ready for next week. There's going to be changes.
Facts.
No, changes are scary.
But
Oh
better
crap!
not
Now I
be
gotta learn
ruining
how to
the
write an
costume.
opboard.
All right, Bridger, time to write 3 opboards. Come on, you're writing them all.
4.
Wait, you did,
I
no,
can
no,
hear
wait,
the
wait.
whip
Just
cracking
treat
in the
them like
background.
Awesome, just like the rest of them.
Just treat them like a
problem,
a supporting element or something in your outboard. Like you don't have to write a separate outboard for them.
Nope, we were told separate outboards, so
You can treat him like a supporting element.
Just put it like a.
I'm making Bridger write fucking 4 outboards because I'm a dick like that. All right, Bridger, let's go.
And we're only going to use one of them.
Okay. Let's
Sorry,
stretch
Bridger.
before I do this. Radar, I'm sending your squadron to die first. Should have
Agreed.
done that.
All right, you do that, and I'll make sure that the CIS retaliate against us. I don't care if I die.
Sounds like story writer abuse right there.
We're gonna be down a story writer next
Giving
week.
his
Just letting you guys
platoon
know.
own advantages and deficits.
Don't worry, I'll kill him. I'll kill him early. Don't worry about it.
I kind of noticed that killing the story writer was, you didn't really make a whole lot of money for that. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, bro.
Killing
You
a
actually
platoon commander,
lost.
though,
About,
I mean,
you lost 12,000 credits if you kill me.
chump change.
Acceptable losses.
You know what? That's it. We're writing 20 more CIS battalions into the story. Get dunked on.
Oh god, how are we going to see anything on that map then?
Everything is just a red mark.
That's when you just put down divisions or course people. Come on.
No,
Alright,
yeah,
I'll catch you
you're
guys
right.
later.
We need a
Have a
brigade.
nice day.
Thanks everyone for coming
Have a
out.
good night.
Yeah, it looks tight.
We need a brigade combat team to roll through your lines.
Bro, Sadriak.
Okay, ba 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 ba.